So, post-Christmas presses. Oh, exciting! And so I've got a Metcalf small factory kit. That's P0283 or P0283, whichever you want. So we're going to be making that. It's going to be going onto the railway. It's got a space reserved for it. So unpacking time. See what we've got. Doesn't want to come out. Go out. Okay, so you have some instructions. They come out. Okay. Please read through and familiarise yourself. Oh, we always do that, don't we? Right, what else we got? Some boards. Oh, yeah, that looks to be everything out. Good. So, so we've got sheet D. Okay. Sheet C. So that's good. A grey sheet. Yep. Okay. Got that. Sheet B. Good. All right. It's got some signs. Got all the glazing ready. That's good. Be fun. Ridge tiles. Yep. And then sheet A. Good. So what are we going to need? Some glue. We've got some card glue. Not a lot. Might need to find some more. Okay, so I suggest we use fine glue. Yes, so be careful. It's a reasonably fine thing. We should be able to get a reasonably fine line from that. Okay, right. Okay, so there's information about the strengthening pieces. You can see I'm actually reading this for once. Okay, so what are we saying? 2 windows, lots of windows, yes. All the inner windows from sheet C. Cut out the corresponding clear glazing by scoring along the white outlines, then bend and snap. Fix each of the glazing to the back of the windows, blah blah blah. Okay. The inner windows with the matte printed side facing the openings. Okay, right. So, delete that for a moment. Let's have a look at the glazing. Okay, so score along white lines around each window unit using a rule to guide your knife, then bend and break off. Okay, so where to start? Well, okay, we will make a start. Sharp knife. See if that will just break off. Yes, good. Right, so that's relatively easy. Okay, well, I'm going to get on with this for a few minutes and come back to you. So nearly finished now. One little tip, just to for those of you who might be building one of these kits yourself. Just be careful when you are cutting out this plastic. It is quite brittle, and if you don't score it quite enough and you then fold it, it can actually split. And I have got one piece which has got a crack in it. I don't think it'll matter once it's all stuck in place, but just be careful that it is not as easy, or well, it is rather too easy to get this wrong. So it's just worth doing a couple of scores on each piece. with a sharp knife. So in fact sometimes the knife is just enough. Right, we have a pile of glazing. So what do I need to do next? Read the book. We are on page 2 out of 8, which is good news, I suppose. So I've done that. Figure 1, windows, cut them out, lay them out on a sheet of card so you don't lose them. Place to one side until needed. Okay. Well, they're in a pile, place to one side. Right. Building figure 2. Building a sidewalls, starting with the inner grey side. See description on next page. Okay. Fold the bottom tab over and glue down to the inner of the wall. Fix the grey inner wall to the back of the outer printed wall. Right, so I've got a building a side wall. I've got to get the right one. It's on here. So let's get that out. Run the knife down, make sure which cuts are gone. So you just need to clip the ends. Hold it. Oops. Okay. That's good. Right. Let's go out. Right. That's that piece. Get my instructions out. Okay, so I need to remove the windows. Do that. I've got little bits. I'll see those. Now, one tip from doing these before, which I found, was it's worth keeping these little pieces out of the windows. They can be useful pieces of card. They can be useful for making little bracing pieces, or for sort of sorting anything else you need. So, okay, fold over and glue. Okay, so I've got the wrong one because this one hasn't got a door on it, so I need to get the other one. Ha! Typical. So just bear with me, I'll be back in a second. So now I think I've got the right piece, looks right, so I need to fold my tab over and glue it down. So a little bit of card glue and stick that down. I tend to use Rocket card glue. I find it's very good. It dries pretty much clear, it doesn't stain things too much. It looks a bit mucky if it does keep out, but there we go, right. So there's my first piece, and now I need a wall to go with it. So that's from sheet A, and I need to release that. That's enough to release it. Yep. These kits are very good, I must say. Right, so pop out the windows. There we go, we have a wall ready, and now we just need to glue it onto here. And in a little while we'll put the window units in. Right, okay. So it says I need to make sure that I get the end flush, both ends flush, and the bottom flush. So I think in order to make sure that I don't make any mistakes, I'm just going to put a little line of glue down here. Then stick that end on, and then I've got a bit of a chance to adjust if I need, to make sure I get the two ends flush. That seems to be pretty much down. Okay, now I can just open that out and put a bit of glue. Okay. Okay, so that's looking good. That's one piece. Okay. So I guess I need to do the other side wall. Does it tell me? Okay, well I'm going to do the other side wall since I've got the bits ready. If I can find them. So this bit. Fold up the base to make it a bit more rigid. Okay, put one on one side to dry for a moment. Get the other side wall. Get down all the way down. To release. There we go. Pop out windows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And once again we need to stick that on. So it was a bit of a fiddle last time, but I think I'm just going to go for it this time and just try and make sure I get it in place correctly. Do. Okay, so there's the first couple of bits done. So I'm going to get on with it and I'll be back with you when I've got something more to show. So windows are in, the glazing's in, and now it's a case of sticking the end walls onto the side wall, and the instructions are fit the end walls onto the side walls so that the printed face of the end wall is flush with the end of the side wall. Whew. So I reckon it's like that. Okay, so and then I'm going to stick the floor in. So I think I'm just going to check by getting the floor first, which looks a bit like that. So I'm just going to get the floor because I can then just double check my measurements before we start sticking things. Or is it measure twice and cut once or something? Measure 3 times sometimes. What's that? Oops, that's the ruler on the floor. So let's have a look at this floor. Ah, yes, okay, I understand now. Yep. Good, right. So, right, fit one wall. Right, so to start with, fit just one wall to the rear end. When fast, fit the inner floor, then the other fit the other walls around it. Okay, floor sits on the top of the tabs with its edge up against the windows. Okay, so that's going to go on there. Bottom flush. Let that dry for a moment or two. One thing with this rocket card glue, it does dry quick. Okay, so that's now going to go on there. Right. So, little bead of glue. Okay. Yep. That's looking quite good. Whew. So put the other end on. Okay. And at that point, I think I'm going to just give it a little break. There are strengthening pieces to go on the corners, got to do those next. And fit the large door. Okay. Oh. Fit the small door before fitting the rest of the buildings. Okay, oh well. Yep, okay, so I've got a small door to squeeze in somehow, but I'm sure we can manage to do that. Just be a little bit more fiddly. Anyway, that's it for today. So here we are back, and things are dried. Looking quite good. So at the moment the corners look a bit tatty because the way they work, but they do provide pieces to put around the edge. So I'm going to do those. Okay, yep. So a little bit of card glue. If there's any left in the bottle. Or was it just dried up? Nope, just okay. One flush at the bottom, one down, one on that side, again flush at the bottom, one down. Okay, so I'll get on with that and then see what the next piece is. that's the four corners done, and now to start doing the gutters. Pieces to go across. Just have a look and see how they're going to fit. Okay, they'll go down like that. Yep, that looks okay. Alright, so get those fitted, ones on the end, and then there are some little brick details to go on the ends as well, just to neaten that up. So get on with that. Next job is to put the glazing into the north light roofs. So these are the actual roof pieces, and need to put the glazing in, sticking it in behind, getting it centered. That will be about there. 4 of those do, so I'll get on with that, and then we'll have a look. And now just sort of beginning to think, do I want to put any lights in this building? Because if I do, I probably need to do it before I stick the roofs on, or at least all of the roofs on. Little thought process going on now. What do you think? Should we have some lights? I think it'd probably be a good idea. So I'm going to stick these bits of glazing into the thing and then leave the roofs for the time being, work on some of the other bits and work out where to put some lights. Okay. Alright, so I'm going to move on to the platform outside. I've read the instructions. I think I've got all the bits ready. So the first thing is to fold that back to strengthen the underside. So I guess we need to glue that. Okay, right. I must say these Metcalfe kits are very well made. They are very accurate. I think we might have run out of glue. Oh dear. Just bear with me. So as I was saying, these card kits from Metcalfe are very well made, quite accurate. The only thing, sometimes the punching is not brilliant and you do need a really sharp knife to get through to get the items out. Let's just see if I've got the hole into this. Nope, it's like I need to just cut off a little bit more. Better. I've got a seal on them, have they? No. Should be coming out. What am I doing wrong? There's a hole in there. Investigate, just bear with me. So it appears the glue must have been lying on its side and the nozzle had filled up with glue which had set, or well, it was sort of plasticky, rubbery texture. So that freed that with a cocktail stick and we're away. So fold that down. Okay, and then it says I need to stick the walls around. Goes there. So it's going to go on to there. Okay. So little bead of glue on that. Okay. Yeah, I did find cutting these out that if the knife is just not as sharp as it could be, then it does sort of leave the edge of the card in places not quite as sharp as might like. But there we go. Right, so that's the side on. Now I've just got this little wall to pop in here. That in. And the good thing about this rocket guide glue is it does dry very quickly. Well, I suppose it's a good thing and a bad thing, really. It's a good thing when you don't want to have to hold things in place for a long time. It is a bad thing that if you get it wrong, then things are not so good. So now I've got to make some steps. Just need to trim the edge of this bit down where it didn't come out of the sheet quite clean, and then got to stick them down, ready to make a flight of steps. So I'll get on with that. Well, having had a look in the garage at the stores, I found some little LEDs, little surface mount ones, but I think if I'm careful I can wire those up. So what I'm going to do is start to solder them together into a daisy chain. Be 4 of them. Am I going to do them in parallel or series? If I do them in series might be the best, and then I can put a single drop resistor on the end and adjust that. They're about 3 volts drop across each LED, 4 3s 12. I can then put that with a bridge rectifier straight across the DCC supply, and that should work okay. So right, yes, I think we'll do them in series, so that's work that one out. Hopefully you can see that they light up reasonably bright. That'll be okay. I just need to work out now how to fit them inside the building. Okay, so there we go, got the lights fitted. So now I can actually get on and put the roofs on. So these have got the northern lights, so they glue in like that. So we just need some card glue. Hold that in place, let that dry for a moment, and then repeat it for the other 3 roof sections. Is to be in. Okay, do the other 3. Right, so that's the 4 roofs on. So now we can start sticking the copings on, and they go on either end and then up and over. So have a go at that. So we'll start with sticking this one on this end. Goes on like so. Stick down and do the other end. Okay, so that's that, and then we have pieces to go up, and starting end, place the wall on top. Has it got a, oh, it's just got a fold, yes. Okay, so that's going to go over there. Okay, and then we have a level bit. Whew. So I think we'll probably put the little bits in first. Okay, just a bit of dry fitting here just to see what works. Because that goes down there, and that doesn't then fit. It's a little bit too long. Do I need to trim it? Or is it just, I think it is just a little bit too long, and I think we will, oh, I think, I see, what's happened is the window, that's better. The northern lights have just moved out. Right, so, okay. So put a line of glue up there, down there, across there, and we will so it's just to get it lined up with the edge. In there, and then that little piece goes in there. Holds down. There we go. All right. Well, took a little bit of working out, but we'll carry on and do the rest of them. A little bit fiddly. Some of the bits it just shows the tolerances of the model. A few bits just a little bit fiddly getting in, but seems to all be in. Probably just get a bit of paint in a bit and just touch up some of these open corners, but that's the roof on. So kind of set that aside, let that dry, and work on the canopy. Front of the canopy and the canopy brackets with green either side. Next job is to stick the canopy brackets onto the front. Yep, they're going to go okay. And then let those really dry. So we will do that. 4 little dabs of glue. But if I use my mat, I can make sure that they're square. Which is probably not a bad idea, is it? These I will leave to then dry for a few minutes. There we go. Last one. Probably be stuck to the mat by the time I finish, but I can peel that off easily enough. The card glue doesn't stick to the rubber mat too hard. Back now. The canopy front and supports have dried, so it's time to mount the roof of the canopy. And it says in the instructions it needs to be flush at the back and it needs to be even around the other side. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, glue it from this side, which also means I can just square up any of the supports that need it, and I can then make sure that the edges are square. So card glue out. What's in there? On the front. Splodge in the middle. The front. Okay, so let's go that way a bit. Right, so that's even there. That's there. It's forward a fraction. This one comes back a fraction. Flush. Looks pretty flush. Yep. So I think that's my canopy, and I now need to glaze that. So I need to find my glazing pieces. Loading bay. That sounds good. 1, 2. Where's the third one? I did say to be careful not to lose the bits. Oh, there we go. There we are. 1, 2, and 3. So let's just see whether they will fit. They go the other way around. That's probably why they don't fit very well. Okay, yep, they will fit there. That's good. Right, so I found just a little bit of the Rocket sticky super glue is good for sticking the plastic in. I tried using plastic, I tried using card glue, and found they didn't stick very well, so we've gone for the super glue option. Anyway, I'll fit those in. Okay, ready now to do the first trial fit of the canopy. See where it goes. It goes up under there. Okay, that looks alright. Yep, so a bit of guard glue on the back of the supports. Put that in. Tuck it up. Okay. Coping stones. There we go. So I'll just hold that down for a moment. Okay, that should be dry. Now, as I say, there are a few little bits, edges here and there I want to touch up. I'll use some watercolour paints to do that. But for now, this can go onto the railway.